All right, it's the end of the second day of Pintastic, at least the end of it in the vendors hall, and I'm with one of the vendors, Maine Home Recreation, who I don't know if you were here 2 years ago.
Nope,
I don't think this is your first Pintastic. And this is Shane. Shane, your first Pintastic. It's been a bit of a gap since then. What do you think?
It's been a good show. It's a good crowd. There's a lot of energy. I think we put a decent booth together, so we've drawn a lot of people and made a lot of great connections, a lot of great sales.
Well, that's the main thing. If you're a vendor, you got to make the sales to make it worth your while, because otherwise you got to haul all this stuff back.
Yeah, and it's about making connections too. I mean, the money, not just the money, but the connections you're going to make and the sales you're going to make down the road are going to far outweigh what you're going to do physically here at the show. It's a matter of showing the product, showing us, and putting on a good display.
Now, I noticed most of what you have here, you have from the American pinball line. You've got the Hot Wheels game, which I had not seen before played, the Legends of Valhalla game, and you had a Houdini over here. How have you found American pinball, the reception for the machines?
Very good. I think the Legends of Valhalla probably had the longest line in here of any pin throughout the day.
It's a good game. I enjoyed it myself.
It's a good game, and to have such a long line while we have a Godzilla Premium, while we have Cactus Canyon in the house, I think that speaks to it. And we have two Legends of Valhalla, so for a line to be that long all day long, it shows there's definitely a lot of buzz about the game and a lot of people who really want to try the game and play it.
Now, can you tell me a little bit about the game itself? I know we have it shut off right now because you have to shut them off or the people wouldn't leave, frankly.
Right. No. It's a brand new game from American Pinball. This is a limited edition game. It's going to come with the Invisiglass, which they call Magic Glass at American, shaker, a knocker. You do get a topper with the game, and this game is limited to 500 units.
Now, overall, or is there a limited edition, or the game overall just 500 units?
This is the limited edition. I believe they're also doing the powder coat, the gold powder coat on it as the limited edition. And then after they're done building the 500 limited editions, they're going to do a classic model. They'll have a different powder coat. It won't come standard with a shaker, knocker, topper, those kind of things.
And I noticed that and I asked you about this earlier, this also has the double button system that existed in Oktoberfest, only you don't have the beer mug, although with the Viking game you would think you'd have the beer mug again too.
Right, that's actually a select button. That's not actually a one-handed mode, believe it or not.
Oh, I stand corrected.
Yeah, that's a select button. You can operate Thor's hammer with it. There's a few other things. David at Fix is here from American Pinball. I'm sure he'll love to do a deep dive on this pinball.
Oh, yeah, well, I'll have to grab him and do it.
At some point, yeah, he's extremely knowledgeable about this pin, all of its play features, the shots. But it is a great pin. We've had really great reception to it.
Now, how long has your business been around, Maine Home Recreation?
I've been in the business for about 22 years. My business has been around since about 2006.
All right, now, with COVID, you had a lot of people stuck in their houses. Did that make a difference to you? Did it actually enhance sales in that people needed something to do while they were home?
It really did, both in person. Once COVID really broke, probably like March or April of 2020, we had about 2-3 weeks where our service work just died, the showroom just died, and then everything picked up. The service work came right back, the showroom came back. We didn't really see a lull, because when that did dip for those couple weeks, our e-commerce absolutely exploded. We have stores on eBay, Amazon, Etsy, our own website, Pinside. Those stores all quadrupled immediately, and they've just snowballed since there. We haven't seen any of that recede. It continues to build now.
Now, in terms of product, what would you say is your most popular game?
We did it for the fair. We did that we just did a fair.
Pool tables are definitely what we do the most of. A lot of sales, a lot of service, several brands. Foosball and air hockey are really big.
Now, you have this hockey game here. This is, of course, the classic, beautiful version of the little tabletop games we used to have when I was a kid.
Super Chex bubble hockey, yes. This is actually, ice has never really gone out into the home market until recently. They were always factory direct. So recently they've pulled themselves into the home market, and we jumped right on with them. And
you got that beautiful mat too as well.
We do. This is actually made out of the same surface as, same material as the dome. So it's really good. It's scratch resistant. I mean, we've been here all day and had
Probably a lot of
sets
people playing
feet on
with it.
It's not even dirty. Doesn't look like anything's that happened to that mat. So
Now-
that's a really solid product.
Now,
as
for
well.
those who are not familiar with, because some people who watch my videos are not familiar with the pinball market, how much does something like this go for, and how much does something like Legends of Valhalla or Hot Wheels go for?
Bubble Hockey, a standard Chex Pro. This game is $31.95.
All right.
Legends of Valhalla is $83.95. Or if you get a Stern premium model, you're $88.99. Something like a Hot Wheels is going to be down in the 6,500, 7,000 range, depending on how you apportion the game.
Now that one's going to be more of a appeal to someone my age who had Hot Wheels as a kid. You don't see as much of them as much.
We see that game getting really wide appeal, and it's really odd. You know, I'm 42. I remember playing with Hot Wheels cars. A lot of people my age are buying them for their children. But it's also a game that just a child can go to at 8, 10 years old who does not remember Hot Wheels, you know, like we do. And they can play the game. And that's a game that's very easy to just walk up to and play. You can flip balls, you can just randomly play the game as a complete novice and have fun with it. You can also play that game as someone who likes to play pinball and gets relative high scores and play it for the challenge of the game. So it really does have a dual
And that's
purpose.
something else that connects with what you were talking about earlier. If you're a parent with children, this is something you can do with your kids at home. Something safe you can do with your kids. Something clean that you can do with your kids, and it makes a difference when you have something good and safe and clean that you can do with your kids. Something you can do together.
It really does, and it gets the face up from in front of the TV and the single controller, and it's very interactive and it's live, and it's classic. It's something that transcends generations. So it's a great hobby. It's a great game, and currently, if you look at the values of pinballs, they're appreciating in value.
Which
it's actually
it makes life complicated for guys like me who'd like to have one in the house. Of course, I'd have to get by my wife somehow too.
pinball's gone from a money pit to an investment.
And so if people want to find out more information, we have your sign here. So I would ask you for the website, but it's listed right here, www.mainhomerecreation.com. And your phone number's right up there if people want to inquire. And you'll be... Is there somebody manning the phone back home while you're down here, or is it all? Is everyone?
All rings to my cell phone.
All right, so it's all coming. So it's all coming down here. So
All comes to me.
if you call that number today, if you call that number today, it won't be because you heard it here, because I probably won't get this up till midnight or so. But if you call that number tomorrow, he'll be answering it here at Pintastic.
Quite possible if we're not completely
If he-
slammed at the booth, but I do return all my voicemails.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I know I've been hoping.